God of War Ragnarok is truly one of the games of all time. But can you beat the game without taking damage? It's a question that's on everyone's mind, but no one dared to ask. So today I'm going to be attempting to do so. The rules of this Atreus simulator are simple. Beat the game on the highest difficulty on New Game, not the New Game Plus. That means we have to sacrifice young Kratos, our armor, spear, and worst of all, my favorite rage, the Blade of Olympus. Rule number 2. I can't take damage. That means every time I get hit, I have to restart my recent checkpoint. Number 3. I can't use Stonewall Shield, as it is the only shield that allows us to block yellow ring attacks. And the final rule. I must beat every berserker, including the Berserker King and Gna. As someone who is somewhat of a Ragnarok enjoyer myself, with totally normal amount of hours in a single player game, I thought this challenge would be a walk in the park. But oh boy, I couldn't be more wrong. Our journey starts in a cave. I was thinking about my wife when suddenly my son comes home with a deer on his shoulder. It's been 2 years and Atreus has now grown up and he's not a boy anymore. He's going through puberty and looking to hit on every woman he sees. With that hunted deer in our inventory, we were homeward bound, and suddenly we see a shadow far away. It was Freya. She was waiting to attack us. But as an upstanding man in the 9th century, I won't let a woman stand in my way. So we decided to move forward, and as expected, she attacked us. And me having the balls of chaos, I didn't even flinch. I pushed her away with only my left arm. She disappeared like a fart in the wind, and continued on my journey. But she's not the one that would give up easily. And just like that, she was back. And there we are, our first fail of the game. We took damage and there's nothing we could have done. I tried mashing O as soon as I can, but it won't work. So the answer is no. Thank you so much for watching. Damages like these will happen often in this game, but we won't be counting them. So moving on, she's back and got us to 1 HP. So we took the revenge of her punching us and moved on. I don't know why she's mad at us, it's not like we killed her son or something. Seeing Atreus doing chores made me happy. The rare smile that Kratos almost never shows. The happiness made me run faster than light, breaking the space-time continuum, but it didn't last long. He started arguing with me, and I told him to stop, or I'll pull out the belt of chaos, and told him that he's not allowed in the house for the night. Knowing my son would be freezing his ass off, gave me the most peaceful sleep of my life. After a quick 6-hour nap, I decided to check on him, but to my surprise he was missing. Part of me was happy and thinking to abandon him and go back to sleep, but Mimir said otherwise and convinced me to go take a look. On the way we encountered some friendly people from my neighborhood, and here I realized what I was missing from my New Game Plus. I have no skill abilities. The thing I have spent nearly 300 hours mastering is gone, and just like that, my first reset. Nothing worrying though, we got on the second try. But having no skill abilities feels like hitting enemies with a wet noodle. Another problem that we will encounter is that they regenerate not only their health, but they also increase their level, making them harder to kill if you stop hitting them for 2 seconds. With me already tired of mashing R1, we move on. And a few more resets later, I almost convinced Mimir that it's not worth it and just to abandon Atreus and go home and drink. But then I got hit by a bear. Instead of 100 men versus gorilla, we have 1 Kratos versus bear. And we got our first boss fight. His attack patterns were very easy, but he was like a sponge. Feels like I'm doing no damage. And a few resets later, we got him. Fighting a bear with my bare hands, while succeeding our daily dosage of fisting, is the most testosterone-y thing a man can do. As I was about to choke him, he turned out to be my son. I started feeling bad for him, but a few seconds later, he started arguing with me again, and I was regretting my decision to go look for him. So I gave him the boot of chaos and told him to go home to sleep. Waking up to a loud thunder, I decided to check what's going on.
Can I come in?
As a calm and reasonable person, I let him in. He sat down and decided to show off his fat and girthy weapon to me. Not holding back, I decided to win the dick weapon measuring contest by putting my weapon on the table. As you can see, mine is slim, but much longer. I think I win here, but you guys be the judge. He poured us a drink, and as I was about to enjoy, another man walks in and drank all my alcohol. Pissed as I already was, I said no to his offer for peace and swore revenge on him for drinking all the mead. Odin, sensing that his alcohol supply is in danger, and ordered Thor to kill me. Thor taking me on a non-consensual flight, with occasional punches served as in-flight meal. Upon landing, it was fairly an easy fight, with 3 phases. More resets than I would like to admit, and 20 minutes later, giving him a tooth extraction as a payment for the flight, he ran away to his dentist. We figured that our house isn't safe anymore, so we decided to pack all of our IKEA furniture into a U-Haul and move away. On our way, we encountered the Huntress. Another easy boss fight, but we have a problem. As you can see, our shield is broken, which makes this fight way harder than it has to be. I was constantly getting clipped by her arrows and had to press restart. So another 20 minutes later, we got her, and along with her, we got our first runic attack. Now as we are progressing, there are 2 ways that you can approach this challenge in. First way is that you go on and explore to improve your gear, so you can kill enemies easily, but it comes with a cost of time. Second way, which I'm gonna be using, is that you just play the main game, but deal with stronger enemies later while saving time. Since it is such a long game, I'm gonna be exploring along the way, while focusing on our strength stat. One more thing here to note is that one boss with red health bar is way easier than 5 easy enemies with green health bar. At least for me. Moving on, Atreus showed us a hidden message in a shrine that said Tyr, the Norse god of war, is still alive and captured by Odin. Hearing that another god of war could be my friend, and we can talk about war while drinking, made me happy, and we decided to find him. We took shelter at Brock and Sindri's cabin. I came to know that Sindri is teaching my son how to press circle on girls. Off to Svartalfheim, we meet this guy who gave us a ticket. But upon reading it, we realized that it's a map. Like Nathan Drake, we were eager to find the treasure. So following the map, seeing my stupid son struggling to give me easy directions.
Okay, we need to go left. Wait, I meant my left.
Almost made me pull out Belt of Chaos again. Without reading terms and conditions, we boarded another train from the platform number 9 3/4, welcomed by lovely Dementors. We arrived at the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Bullshittery. Pushing them away with light generated by my punches, and with my focus divided at the moment, we gave Atreus an easy task just to apply brakes. But like my 80-year-old grandmother, he couldn't do that. And almost got us killed. As I was about to reward him with my boot again, a troll grabbed me. Along with the non-consensual dehorning, we showed him the way to hell. We head into the mine, and after solving all the puzzles made for 3-year-olds, we run into this hateful. A shameful amount of resets, and running around the circles later. As I was about to kill him, the boy stole my kill. But this time, I wasn't mad. I was disappointed. Further continuing our search for Tyr led us to this door. This door gave me some hope. So I did what a normal god would do, just to break it open. Inside was the man, the myth, the legend. We finally found Tyr. I broke his rope, and I was thinking about preparing glasses for us. I realized that something is off. Don't get me wrong, but I was hoping for a testosterone oozing man like myself. But this is a flaccid guy. More scared than my cat when he hears something move, he ran away like a pussy. Cat. I couldn't take it anymore and used the only method of convincing that I know, and I grabbed him by his shoulders and told him to grow some balls. All this time, there was a thought on the back of my mind that I don't think it's possible that someone is more useless than Atreus. But boy, was I wrong. My dreams were shattered as he does nothing to help. So we decided to go home, and Tyr was there to stay in our house, just like your mother's boyfriend. As I was having a man-to-man conversation with Mimir how to legally disown my son with all the necessary documentation, Atreus was eavesdropping outside. The bar of disappointment he's setting is getting lower and lower. Few seconds later I was proven wrong. The bar has been set on a newer lows, never possible before. Because he decided to go talk to Freya, who's waiting to kill us. So him and Sindri wander off, and guess what? Freya is still salty and almost kills Atreus. But to his luck, lets him go. And I don't know what's more disappointing, my son doing stupid shit, or Freya because she let him go. When he came back I asked him where he was, and he lied. He said he was peeing for 8 hours straight. Suspecting some illegal photographic substances, I decided to check the washroom. So we decided to go to Alfheim to find the shrine of giant Groa. Ricocheting our axe to destroy crystals and sending enemies across the border illegally, and few more resets later, we made it to Groa's shrine. And we came to know that she lied, and Odin is working off a false prophecy, and Asgard will be destroyed. That means along with Asgard, his alcohol supply will also be destroyed. So I told Atreus no, we can't do that. But oh boy, is he annoying. On our way back, Tyr accidentally killed an elf and started crying like a baby. I was gonna go give him the man talk again, but Elva came down to fight me. I was so close to killing her, but then missed my block and got hit. I blame Atreus, but a few times later, I got her. As Tyr was dragging the corpse along the bridge, and suddenly the corpse got up and escaped. Atreus, God knows why, decided to grab her, and during his attempt he fell down, so I had to save him again. We went back home to eat, and God forbid a man can eat in peace without his annoying son arguing non-stop that how he's the champion and he's going to win Ragnarok and whatnot. Sindri advises him to go to sleep, and he wakes up in Ironwood. Now for those of you who aren't familiar, this game isn't perfect, and the biggest flaw are the Atreus sections, specifically this Ironwood and Asgard climbing. This section is a complete snoozefest. It's more boring than both of the Watchdog games combined. It takes around 3 hours on a normal playthrough to finish this level, and it's just a holding up on a thumbstick simulator. All this should be a skippable cutscene, and whoever decided to make it as long as it is, just know that I hate you. This section is twice as long as Ragnarok. The final fight of the game, literally called Ragnarok, is the worst part of the game. Pardon my rant. So we meet Angerboda, a giant, who shows him his shrines, and he finds out that his father will die, and he will serve Odin. Atreus loses it and out of control becomes a wolf, tries to take out his anger at the shrine, and she calms him down. Understandably, he's very upset that he might lose his father, and immediately decides to pick fruit? Throw rocks? What the fuck is going on? Anyways, they break the hives, give a giant snake a soul, and saves a wolf from her grandmother. And she gets upset, and they break her cauldron. They get back to the shrines, sleep together, and he wakes up in his house in Midgard. As we were going back home, we opened the gate and I was about to disown him, but then I got attacked by a Valkyrie. Her move list is so simple, similar to other Valkyries or Gna. As we were about to kill her, we smell her BO and realize that's Freya. And I was about to ask her on a date, but my son turns into a bear, interrupts us and left us with a blue ball. But Freya was quick to realize that I might show her my personal Jormungandr later. She agreed to go on a date, but then Brock decided to third wheel. And now both of my balls are blue like this guy, so I give him a nice pat on his face. On our way, Brock got caught in a trap, so I did what was reasonable and we followed to get him out. And a guy appeared from shadows. It was Freya's brother, Freyr. We quickly became friends, Brock got his friend, and we moved on. And if you're struggling with this hateful, unlike I was, obviously, you can just jump back to here, and all the enemies will go back to their reset positions, while keeping his health bar the same. I'm not saying I did it, I'm just doing it as a tutorial for you guys. So we made it where Freya was bound. When Freya was trying to break the roots, this lizard attacks us. So in true God of War fashion, I dragged her out of her tier. And after an easy fight, after giving a size 12 Jordan to Freya's face, we killed her. Freya broke all the roots and I was thinking I might get lucky soon, but she made it all emotional and forgave me. So we shook hands and decided to do it later. Walking back, she reunited with her brother. Then we head home and it was time to talk to Atreus. And him being an arrogant little boy he is, again started arguing and decided to go see Odin against everyone. He runs away, lands in Midgard, goes to Freya's old house, where Odin's ravens comes to get him. And just like that, we're in Asgard. So we made a new friend and decided to climb the USA's border wall. Another thing I hate as a player of this game is that all of this, again, could be a cutscene. I get no enjoyment whatsoever holding up, knowing I cannot fall, and occasionally killing some enemies, because they know this section is boring. So fast forward, we climb the wall, we meet Heimdall. And he is disliked by the players, but he's the only guy who truthfully insults everyone. So we go down towards the lodge, and he bullies us. Until Thor interrupts, and we finally meet Odin. A lot more holding up and walking later, we met Thor's daughter.
Thor's daughter.
Became friends. And Odin assigned us to find the mask pieces along with Thor. Remember, we killed Thor's sons in the last game, but still everyone treats us normally. We go to Muspelheim, we found another mask piece, and in true Atreus fashion, he doesn't disappoint in being stupid by sticking his hand in lava. Came back to the lodge and heard Thor and his wife about to have some fun. So I quickly ran back to my room to shake hands with the milkman. Meanwhile, we decided to seek the Norns, the fates of these lands. Now moving faster than time itself, we decided to take the sledge, prove this guy that fall damage is real, and rode a magical horse that walks on and in the water. All that to be verbally bullied by the Norns. We returned back knowing that Heimdall is a threat to my son, and it made me happy. Heimdall will be able to do what I couldn't, which is to get rid of Atreus, and the best part? I won't get blamed for it. So I asked the brothers to make me a weapon to kill Heimdall, but in reality, it's a gift for him. They have a ring that can be made into weapon, so we head out to Svartalfheim with Brock. On our subway ride up to the forge, Brock drops the hardest quote in the gaming history.
The nature of a thing's more important than the form of a thing.
So we gave these two fine gentlemen a free ride off the cliff.
Faye's the only one who ever got my highbrow sense of humor. Damn fine woman she was, apart from her taste in men.
Got insulted by Brock, and went underwater in this tank. Gave a ring to this fish-looking lady that emerged from the kelp, and she crafted the spear for us using our blood. But she didn't bless the weapon, and then Kratos broke his character, and he said something nice, for once that was on every player's mind.
It needs the blessing of a great blacksmith.
No, I can't bless shit.
It is the nature of a thing that matters, not its form.
Carrying Brock on our back, we head home. On the way, Odin shows up and tries to trash talk, hiding behind this little guy, telling me that all the alcohol supply is his only. So we had to trash talk him back.
My son, or you may meet the god I once was.
And he left embarrassed. Joined back by Freya, we took the London subway back, and I went to sleep. I was dreaming about my wife right after Atreus was born, and regretting my decision to have a child that turned out to be a dumb boy. So we switched to Atreus, and one bad flirt attempt later, and sneaking into Thor's room to check out his self-portrait. We go back to Odin, and he sends Thrud this time with me to look for the last piece in Helheim. Atreus convinces Thrud that's a good idea to help free a big wolf that has been tied up for some reason. Genuinely, if I had a penny every time Atreus makes a dumb decision, I wouldn't be making this video right now. Anyways, we free the wolf, found out there's no mask piece, gets bullied by Heimdall again, which was totally okay, fine by me, talks to Odin and decides to go home. And what do we see? Consequences of his actions. Our friends are suffering. Trying to help fix everything, he gets overpowered by a single guy. And then we have to save him again.
Father!
Off your back.
Now we get our second best Spartan rage that we will be using throughout the rest of the game. So a big explosion later. Atreus gives his father a hug, and it melts me. But notice here that he doesn't apologize once. So we decided to fix the mistake by killing the wolf. And Atreus again, with his genius idea, tells us to tame it. And boy, do I have a bad feeling about it. Off to Helheim, we find the wolf. Atreus decided to rush with his plan, and I was right. His plans are as dumb as he is. So as the original license to kill holder, we decided not to listen to anything he says and straight up kill him. I was pretty happy with the way I was fighting, not getting hit. Only 3 resets later, with our reset counter reaching new heights, we strangle him to death, while showcasing my strength.
I'm on it!
On our way back, I hear something in the distance. And by blocking a metal chain with loops bigger than my body, with my bare arm like the Chad I am, we asserted dominance. We fight him again and Atreus put our old pet Fenrir's soul into him.
Please work, please work! I'm sorry!
We go back looking for him and he was hiding, but it turns out that it worked. He turned into our boy Fenrir, and we sent him home in the direction of home. So we gave our greetings to the old birdie, and on the way back, I got emotional and couldn't hold our feelings. One of the most touching moments in gaming history, enough to make a grown man cry. Kratos says sorry.
I am sorry.
Don't be sorry, Father. Be better.
And then smiles. Wait, who's cutting onions? We go help Freya, who's looking for her captured brother. Shot an arrow that made wolf chase the sun. And then found Freya. With the high-tech equipment we got from the wolves, we turned it into nighttime. And as we were giving signal to Freya, Heimdall attacks us. And told me, according to whoever smelt it, dealt it, that Atreus is my problem. I couldn't deny his scientifically proven statement, so I took it out on his lion-looking horse. Yes, it was a horse in mythology.
Having fun yet?
Then Heimdall started talking shit and telling me that I should parent my son better, so I gave him his gift by shoving the spear in his arm, harder than Will Smith's wife's alopecia, and told him to keep my son's name. But like Will Smith, I couldn't resist but to give him the tap and broke his arm. As I was fighting him, just like Tobey Maguire, he put some dirt in my eye and hit me from behind. This move was not in the Fighting Rulebook 101, so I turned around and showed him what happens when a fight isn't fair, and told him that he should do the task he was assigned for. Not gonna lie, it was one of the easier boss fights in the whole game, and it still took me many resets. Leaving his dead corpse on the ground, we regrouped and Freya was hurt, so I took him on my shoulders and ran through the jungle. Like 40-year-old women on Black Friday, I was slamming every enemy that moves. Then we flew on Freya's boat and got back to camp. At home, Atreus proposed to go to Odin's daycare again, and already tired of this never-ending bullshit, I said okay, do whatever. So he left and decided to sneak into Thor's room again, but his wife and daughter were already there, and as they... Oh my god. Would you look at that? Apart from the momentary distraction, Odin sends us to find the last piece of the mask and take Thor with me. So I asked Thrud where he might be, and she took us into a bar. Where drunk Thor started a fight, and everyone joined. So after fighting the whole bar, and well...
What if you started again? Right now, just put down the...
Dragging Thor outside, we went to Niflheim. We made a stop for him, and after fighting some Hellwalkers... Wait, why can't I pick this loot up? What's happening? Oh. After seeing God of Thunder stuck in a time loop failing to kill an enemy sleeping peacefully, and adding another reset to my book later, we finally found the mask piece. Odin, excited as a kid on Christmas, came to see his present. So did Sif and the Valkyries. They finally remembered the death of their sons, and talked Thor into killing us, and we took a magical escape where Kratos was waiting for us to give the boot again. All in all, I was very happy that I don't have to play as Atreus for 2 hours straight anymore. At home, he showed everyone his mask, and Tyr got real excited, just like Odin, which was sus. Brock figured out that there's an imposter among us. Catching his bluff, turns out it was Odin all along. I knew there was something off about this flaccid god of war. He kills Brock and vents away into the electrical. Upon calling an emergency meeting, and being sick and tired of getting into other people's problem, and knowing Odin won't share his mead stock with me anymore, we decided to go home. Atreus wanted to hunt, which I was okay with for once. As he was about to take his shot on the deer, I stopped him. I had an idea to kill Odin myself and take over his alcohol stock while blaming it on Ragnarok. We went to the temple to see Sindri, and for once, he talked back some sense into my son, and told him the truth that he's a little entitled brat. On our way back, we killed the Frost Phantom to loot a chest, told our wolves that they're good boys,
Good girls.
told them that they're good girls, and reunited with the group. We made plans that everyone will go and get armies ready in every realm they can, and we go find Surtur in Muspelheim. He declines at first and then saw my blades and couldn't resist to lay his dirty hands on them. Walking away is a luxury we couldn't afford, so we agreed to walk with him to the spark of the world. Shoved my fiery blade into his, or should I say, her, ice cold heart. And then we got attacked by 2 Valkyries. And if you fought Gna before, you'll realize that they share the same attacks. Except the fact that there's 2 of them, and they have 3 phases. I actually had so much fun fighting them, and only 3 resets later, like WWE, me and my boy tag teamed together and killed them. We checked on Surtur and he was ready in his new form known as Ragnarok. Heading back with speed fast enough to break the fabric of time itself, we reached the temple in Midgard and decided to sleep while it's daytime. As I was about to fall asleep, Atreus comes in and I decided to tell him a bedtime story. Now for some of you that don't know, the old man in the story is Kratos himself. He's telling that he had rolled the dice of his destiny, accepted his fate, that if he's going to fight, he will die, as being depicted in prophecy. After wiping one set of teary eyes, we started seeing dreams about the time when Freya was about to die, showing us the same tree that we cut in the opening scene of God of War 2018. And remembered some of the last few words she said was to open my heart to it. Moments like these make me forget the awful Atreus sections. Upon waking up, I gave the most masculine speech that grew a thicker beard on every listener out there, followed by Freya's speech, to which, as an upstanding man in the society, I didn't care. So I blew the horn along with my stories of domestic violence. It was heard in all the 9 realms, opened a door to Asgard, and off we go. Now since the name of the game is Ragnarok, this is probably the weakest part of the game. About 30 minutes of play to get to Thor. Kind of disappointing, but anyways. We kept fighting. Atreus felt bad that innocent people are dying. Remembering what my wife told me, I told him to open his heart to it. At that moment, I changed my fate. So we broke the wall, got inside, and got attacked by Thor. And time for a boss fight. Pretty easy fight again, and only a few attempts later, in true British fashion, we stabbed his hand and told him to be better for our kids. As he was thinking about it, Odin shows up and kills him for going against him. And as he kills Thor with his own spear, he tells Truth that we did that. It's hilarious how manipulating this old man is.
This was all their fault. They've done this to us.
Now it's time for the final boss fight. He also have 3 phases. Phases 1 and 2 are fairly easy, but on phase 3 he is always out of reach. With Odin trying to give us permanent tan, at this point with nothing more than a little passive smoke inhalation. My speed to pause the game and hit reset has reached number 1 rank speedrun any percent category. After pressing reset the last checkpoint with my fingers moving past the speed of light, we finally got him. And turns out, the mural they depicted that Kratos will die in Atreus' arms now has been changed to Odin since Kratos decided to change. Sindri finally destroys Odin's ball, taking revenge for his brother. Freya sacrifices himself so we can get away. Atreus gets some nap time he didn't agree to as we take him to safety. Upon waking up, Angerboda shows us Kratos' shrine, and on the back it was shown that Kratos is no longer a destroyer, but a rebuilder. With us almost shedding a tear along with him, this challenge comes to an end. Now wait. All of you might be wondering, I promised at the beginning of this video that I will be defeating all the berserkers and Gna. Where's that? Don't worry, I already beat them, and for the sake of the video's length, I will be uploading it soon. So just like that folks, the answer is yes. You can beat the game on the hardest difficulty without taking damage. So if you made it till the end, thank you so much for watching. Now the prize for completing this challenge is about 29 hours of my sanity, 36 if you include the boss fights, nearly 400 resets, and getting my number blacklisted by every therapist in my city. You can beat this challenge with less resets if you're not as dogshit as me. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and let me know by leaving a like. If there are any other challenges you want me to attempt, please comment down below. And now, there is one more thing left to do. Attend our lost friend, Brock's funeral.